Kent Austin and the Saskatchewan Roughriders gear up for a Wild West showdown with Doug Flutie and the BC Lions. Also ahead, Benny Feelgood and Jerome Love with another edition of the one and only Homeboy Report. We meet BC Lions center Ian Sinclair. On the field, he pushes linemen. Off the field, it's charters and cruises. And our usual recap of all the CFL's greatest hits from the past week.
Week 12 of the CFL season brings us to the stadium at BC Place. And the CFL Report as we get set to see the Saskatchewan Roughriders take on the BC Lions in about a half hour's time. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the CFL Report. I'm Gord Miller. The game we're going to show you tonight features two of the past happiest quarterbacks in the Canadian Football League, Doug Flutie and Kent Austin. But the key to the BC Lions' turnaround this season has been the new players, kids like Matt Clark and John Volpe on offense and O.J. Brigance on defense. They're the big stars of this BC team.
Quarterback Doug Flutie has received much of the attention for the Lions' big improvement this year, and so he should. Flutie leads the league in passing, and his courageous running style has mesmerized opposing defenses. But the Lions' success extends beyond number 22. BC's 7-4 record can be attributed to San Jose State, Rice University, Stanford, or the University of Montana. You see, the Lions have 4 of the best rookies in the CFL. Defensive lineman Linnell Mayo from San Jose State, who has 6 quarterback sacks to his credit. Linebacker O.J. Brigance from Rice University. Brigance has been a great addition to the BC defense and leads the league with 75 tackles. On offense, running back John Volpe from Stanford University. Volpe ranks 4th in the CFL in rushing with 785 yards and an impressive 10 touchdowns. And receiver Matt Clark from the University of Montana, who's the league's 3rd top receiver with 47 catches for 912 yards and 7 TDs. So when you think of the Lions' success this season, much of the credit should go to head coach Bob Obilovich, but not necessarily for his work during the season. Obilovich is also the team's vice president of football operations. He obviously did a great job in the offseason.
One of those outstanding rookies, Linnell Mayo, will not be in the lineup tonight, but the other 3 biggies will take on the Saskatchewan Roughriders this evening. Our lineup remains intact. John Wells and Leif Pettersson will call the action, and they stop in now for some thoughts on tonight's game.
All right, Gord, 2 fun teams to watch always. The Saskatchewan Roughriders only have 3 wins, but they don't play football like a 3-8 team, do they?
Well, they do defensively play like a 3-8 team, but you know what? Each game, offensively, they are a real treat to watch. Kent Austin, since he has returned to the lineup, has filled the air with footballs. They've had great success on offense. The only trouble is, you know, they're losing games 50-49. That's tough.
Yeah, but they've got 37 sacks, number 1 in the CFL.
Well, that's good. They're number 1 in one department on defense. Defense has been a problem. But, yes, for a 3-8 team, they are extremely entertaining.
Offensive team, 2 offensive teams here tonight. It should be fun. Gord?
We look forward to your call of the game, gentlemen. Well, Ian Sinclair is on the field. His job is to send running backs on long trips against the defense. Well, surprisingly enough, his job away from the field is somewhat similar.
BC center Ian Sinclair, number 55, is enjoying his 6th full season with the Lions. Since the start of the 1986 season, Sinclair has played in 101 straight games. It's quite an accomplishment, as this Iron Man has also found time to run a travel business.
Myself and Joe Roper own Travel Unlimited here in Vancouver, so I'm naturally very busy with that. And if I do get 1 or 2 minutes off, I like to play golf and water ski.
The TSN Hits of the Week, brought to you by the new Subaru SVX. Test drive one at a Subaru dealer near you. The hits were few and far between in Week 11. We start in Hamilton, where Greg Stuman nails quarterback Mike Kerrigan. The cheap shot of the week, Winnipeg's Dave Bavell on Lions receiver Darren Flutie. But Bavell shows he can also punish players legally. Watch this textbook hit on running back John Volpe. In Calgary, rookie Kenton Leonard nails Argonaut Rocket Ishmael. In the same game, Chris Munford with the late hit on Sean Beals. In Saskatchewan, Chris Armstrong comes over the middle and is greeted by Rough Rider linebacker Eddie Lowe. But our hit of the week comes from Eskimo Larry Ruck. With the Rough Riders on the goal line, Kent Austin hands the ball to Milson Jones. But Jones is stopped dead on his tracks by Ruck. Defense at its best. And the hit of the week for Eskimo Larry Ruck. Tonight's game features 3 of the 4 top receivers in the league. BC's Ray Alexander has 75 catches for 1,143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Calgary's Alan Pitts is next with 74 catches, but Pitts has 10 TDs. Lions rookie receiver Matt Clark is in 3rd place with 47 catches for 912 yards. With Saskatchewan's Ray Elgard, who's hauled in 54 catches for 885 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Travel agent Ian Sinclair is hoping to make Saskatchewan's journey to the West Coast a miserable one. That game is coming up. And when we come back on the CFL Report, the Homeboys and your letters. The report returns in just a moment.
Trivia time. Our first clue, and yes, always the toughest one. Which former CFL star once held the world track record in the 60-yard dash with a time of 6.8 seconds?
Well, fame can be a heavy mantle to bear. No one knows that better than the Homeboys, who have become instant celebrities since bursting on the scenes earlier this year. Tonight, in a salute to their fans, the Homeboys answer their mail.
Jerome, we rolling. Hey, get your kids out the street, and in your chair you can climb. Pull it up real close. You guessed it, that's right, it's Homeboys time. Hey, all you ice cubes out there, I'm Jerome Love.
And just like Sony, I'm the one and only Benny Feelgood. And boy, do we have a treat for all you fans tonight.
Word, we've invited one of our journalistic colleagues,
Big word.
in to help us elaborate on some of the letters that we received from all the homie brothers and sisters all across the country.
Hey, homie brothers and sisters.
Paul, come on in.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Homeboys.
Welcome.
Have a
Shuffle your
seat
feet
right
and
there.
grab a seat.
In the recliner. Put them in the
Nice
recliner.
recliner. Hey,
Yeah,
make
put 'em
yourself
in the
comfortable.
recliner. Man, make guests go.
I'm sorry.
Benny, I
know.
thought you cleaned
I
up.
know it's my time to clean up, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get to our first letter. Our first letter comes from Hamilton Onsquario. It reads, Dear Benny and Jerome, will the Hamilton Tiger Cats win any more games in the 90s? Sincerely, John Gregory.
Coach, things don't look good for the home team. Paul?
Well, Jerome, they say that cats are best with their backs against the wall.
Personally, I say cats can't swim, and the forecast is for rain, and more rain, baby. Jerome, what's our next question?
Dear Benny and Jerome, Tyrone Jones is looking a lot lighter since he came back from his injury.
What they looking at?
Was he really injured, or did he have liposuction on his butt when he was out? Yours truly, Booker T. Badbody from Tiny Town, Nova Scotia.
Well,
my homeboy.
The T bad body. If he didn't have, he should have.
Well, Benny, it could be, but there's no way they could perform an operation that big in that short a time.
Wait, check this out. I heard through the grapevine that he and Tommy Lasorda almost OD'd on that Slim fast together, you know?
You know what, Jerome?
Got a big old butt.
Slim must not work as fast as they say it does. Okay, Paul, read us the last letter.
Dear Benny and Jerome, what is jock rot? Sincerely, Errol Buttwater, Deer Run, Saskatchewan.
I think it's too much play and not enough spray.
I've heard it's when the lining of your athletic supporter reads small, but the lining of your pants reads extra large.
Fellas, hey, whatever it is, it sounds nasty. But look. It's dinner time, man. It's time to break out the dinner, man. It's time to break bird, baby. It's time to break bird.
Out the oven, man.
Yeah, hey, Jerome, you gotta say the blessing first, man.
Oh, righteous. Take off your hat. Oh. It ain't moving. It ain't bleeding. Thank you, Lord. Let's do some feeding. Word. Ah, bird.
Some interesting news from CFL headquarters this week with the suggestion that marquee players should be treated slightly differently than other players who are out there being tackled at certain times during a game. You likely have a comment on this.
Well, John, you know, I mean, I can't believe how ridiculous this is for the league to send each club a memo saying, look, we've got to protect our marquee players.
Now, they didn't say marquee in
yes, they
the
did.
memo.
They said marquee players. Now, listen, how ridiculous is this? Can you imagine guys going down and covering kicks, and all of a sudden they're halfway down, they're saying, geez, the guy that's caught the ball. Now, is he or is he not a marquee player? Like, this is a joke. Come on now. If you want to stop this in a hurry, all you do is get your officials together and tell them, look, any spearing with malicious intent, any crackback blocking, which is a joke, kick the guys out of the game and we're going to fine them. You want to get rid of that kind of stuff, the officials can do it in a hurry. Don't be sending out a ridiculous memo.
There is special protection in this league for what many would assume to be the marquee players, the quarterbacks. They're treated a little differently and protected by the officials.
You have to protect the quarterbacks. I mean, what kind of league and what kind of game are we going to have without our star quarterbacks? But, I mean, you know, it's a bit of a discriminatory memo, too. Like, protect the marquee players, fine, but what about all the other guys that are trying to earn their livelihood playing football? Crackback blocking knocked Prunster out of the game a couple of weeks ago in Hamilton, and last week, of course, they hit on the Rocket. Look, forget the memos, Mr. Commissioner. Tell your officials, spearing, the guy is out, fine him. Crackback blocking illegally, he's out, fine him. You can stop this thing in a hurry. Forget the memo.
So how do we identify marquee players? Should they have a little flag with a red cross on it?
Well, they're going to have to, because can you imagine going down trying to say, is Darrell K. Smith a marquee player? Oh, no, he's okay. I can drill him. That's okay. It's ridiculous.
What about the drug policy that the league does not have in place? That comes to light again this week in the Glenn Kulka case in Ottawa.
Of course, another situation where the league has procrastinated for so long in trying to institute some kind of drug policy and never fails with Kulka this week being charged, rightfully or wrongfully, who knows. The courts will certainly decide that, but, you know, same old thing. They should have had a drug policy in place. It's not a big deal, and I suspect rather easy to do, so come on, guys, get with it.
All right, thanks very much for your thoughts, gentlemen. Well, hitting has been a major subject of discussion this week in the Canadian Football League. Most of it talk about late hits, but this week on the CFL's Best, we wanted to find out who the very best hitters in the league are.
There are lots of big hitters in the CFL, but who is the league's best? We asked the two teams playing tonight, Saskatchewan and BC, what they thought.
Hardest hitter, I'm going to have to give that one to Big Rod Jaldag right beside me, because I get a chance to watch him hit some guys every once in a while. It's pretty impressive.
That relate to me is that I feel the most. I would say Roger Aldag. I think the guy that's most physical now in the league is Eddie Lowe from Saskatchewan. He's always been there. He's been consistent, and when he gets a chance to come up and bone you, he really does a super job.
Excluding myself from that list, I think Eddie Loza is probably one of the hardest hitters I've seen. I mean, he really brings it, and he loves to bring it.
Plenty has happened during the 8 years Saskatchewan safety Glenn Suter has anchored the Rough Rider defense. His most memorable season may have been his rookie year, when he got a chance to play alongside his boyhood idol.
I loved the CFL when I was growing up, and of course I'm from Vancouver, so I used to watch Ken Hinton. He's a defensive back for the Lions, and I thought he was fantastic. Joe Forqueen, and of course Terry Irvin. In my first year in the league, I got a chance to play with Terry Irvin. Terry Irvin was a great guy, kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes in the CFL my first year.
the gorilla my dreams. The CFL Report returns to Vancouver in just a moment.
Our second clue. He was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in 1971 before joining the Eskimos in '72. He played 12 years with Edmonton and was the Eskimos MVP in 1977.
Lots of news from Week 11 of the CFL season, much of it made away from the field. We lead off with the story of a strange trade as the Edmonton Eskimos sent their leading receiver to the Toronto Argonauts. That and more in Around the League.
David Williams caught 37 passes for 597 yards for the Eskimos in 11 games. That's 13th among league receivers. But Williams has caught 9 touchdown passes, and that is second in the league, only to Calgary's Alan Pitts. Williams' move to the Argonauts reunites him with Argo head coach Adam Rita. Rita was the offensive coordinator in BC in 1988, when Williams won the Shenley as the league's most outstanding player.
I tell you what, when you meet David Williams, you'll like him. I guarantee your butt that. You know, he'd fit right in with all the Looney Tunes we got on our team. You know, I mean, we have a lot of fun, and I don't really worry about the guys unless they quit working hard.
I always loved playing for Adam. We're really good friends. We've always been good friends, and I'm just, you know, I guess happy to be back with him.
Still with the Argonauts, General Manager Michael McCarthy is asking the league to take action on Dan Wicklam's late hit on Rocket Ishmael. The Stamps were penalized 15 yards for the infraction, but the Argos say that's not enough. The quote of the week comes from Calgary's GM Normie Kwong. I quote, "We're asking the Argonauts to put the guys' salaries on their sweaters so we know which guys we can and can't hit." End quote. Ishmael will play against the Eskimos on Saturday. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for QB Matt Dunnigan. Dunnigan broke his collarbone on this play against Calgary and is gone from 4 to 6 weeks. Elsewhere, Blake Marshall continues to be a powerhouse for the Eskimos. Marshall rushed for 2 more touchdowns this week and now has 16, 13 rushing, 3 by the pass. How tough is it to stop Marshall? Just ask Rough Rider linebacker David Albright. Marshall needs just 5 more touchdowns to set a league record. Saskatchewan may be in last place in the West, but opposing QBs must fear the Green Riders. Saskatchewan leads the league in quarterback sacks with 37. Full marks to the BC defense. Last week, the Lions helped the league's leading rusher, Robert Mims, to only 19 yards on 7 carries. Willis Jaycox is the first player to pass the 2,000-yard mark in combined yards. Jaycox continues to shine and returned a punt 84 yards for a touchdown against the Eskimos. Kent Austin attempted 65 passes last week, which is a CFL record. Austin completed 36 of them for 457 yards. And in his first game back in the CFL, Jerry Corrick was 4 for 7, including a 51-yard field goal in Edmonton's win over Saskatchewan. Here's a look at the standings heading into Week 12. Calgary continues to lead with the Eskimos and Lions just 2 points behind. If Saskatchewan has any hope of making the playoffs, the Riders must win tonight against BC. In the East, the Argonauts continue to lead, but the Bombers and the Ottawa Rough Riders are close behind, with the Tiger Cats now assuming the role of a spoiler for the rest of the season. And finally, the blooper of the week. Darren Flutie, in his first game in the CFL, almost makes this catch. But then again, so do a lot of people. Watch Winnipeg's number 34, Greg Battle. He gets about 5 chances at it. It finally comes back to where it all began. And Flutie can't hang on the second time. This week on Fans Corner, we went to Calgary and asked Stampeder fans to tell us about their favorite CFL player.
My favorite football player is Kent Warnock because he's a great athlete. He plays for the Stampeders. Is that good?
Danny Barrett because he's stayed in Calgary the longest.
My
My favorite player is Dan Wicklum, and his two favorite songs are Rocket Man and One Hit to the Body.
Gilbert Renfro, because he won the game for us on Sunday.
Pee-wee Smith, I like him because he's fast and flashy, and I think those are good traits in a man.
My favorite football player is Will Johnson because he hurts a lot of football players. And he's really sexy, too.
David Smith will soon be a popular man or David Williams, rather, will soon be a popular man in Toronto. He's had a big role in the Argos, leading 44-21 over Edmonton with play in the fourth quarter. The CFL report rolls on from Vancouver as they've just crowned the new Miss BC Lion. There she is.
Our play of the week comes from the Rough Rider Eskimo game at Taylor Field in Regina. Lucius Floyd takes a pass from Kent Austin and seems to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. But Floyd sheds the tackle and then sheds a couple of more. Then with a nifty move to the inside, he has a clear path to the end zone. Floyd with an outstanding touchdown and shows why he's the league's leading running back receiver. Floyd has caught 53 passes for 513 yards. This one, a 47-yard touchdown reception, and it is the TSN Play of the Week. Our final clue. He was a Western All-Star 6 times and is the Eskimo all-time interception leader with 57. The answer is number 13, Larry Highbaugh.
Of all the colorful personalities the Edmonton Eskimos had in the 1970s and early 80s, none were more colorful than Larry Highbaugh. And as we find out in this week's flashback, well, number 13 would like to come back to the CFL.
Number 13, 5'9", 175 pounds. Larry Highbaugh was one of the league's most exciting players from 1972 to 1983. His 66 interceptions make him the CFL's all-time interception leader.
The highlight of my career was breaking the record for interceptions. And when I broke that record, I felt really good because a lot of people say when you play on the weak side corner, it's almost an impossibility to break that record. And I was fortunate enough to have guys like Jane Parker and Kepley and Dale Potter rushing the quarterback on blitzes, and the quarterback had to get rid of the ball pretty quick, and I was fortunate enough to intercept a few of those passes.
Many thought of Highbaugh as a flashy, show-off type player, especially for his antics in the end zone after a missed field goal.
A lot of people classified me as a hot dog, but where was a hot dog in that? In the end zone when the teams missed a field goal. And, you hear all these people hollering and screaming, oh, he's a hot dog, newspaper reporters hollering and screaming about it, but they never seen Larry Highbaugh do it on the field of play. It was always on a missed field goal when Campbell or somebody would say, give up 1 point, and just run around, make up some time.
Highbaugh retired after the 1983 season and returned home to Louisiana. He is now back in Edmonton, coaching a girls' flag football team and desperately trying to get back into the CFL.
Well, I've been trying to get in the CFL ever since I left playing. I've been trying to get in somebody's organization.
The question is, why hasn't anybody hired somebody with Highbaugh's credentials?
Do you see any blacks around the league at all? I guess this brings up another topic, but do you see any black coaches? And everybody pointed out, well, look at Gene Gaines. Well, great, look at Gene Gaines. Gene Gaines with Ottawa, Gene Gaines with Montreal, Gene Gaines with Winnipeg, Gene Gaines with Edmonton, Gene Gaines with BC. Name somebody other than Gene Gaines. Well, you got Roy down there in Calgary, player personnel. No, I can't say it's racism. I can't say one way or the other. All I know is, why is it that you don't have any black coaches in the league other than the one, Gene Gaines?
So Larry Highbaugh continues his search to get back on the playing field, this time as a coach.
That'll about do it for this edition of the CFL Report. Coming up next, Saskatchewan and BC live from the stadium at BC Place. Local blackouts are in effect, so check local listings and enjoy the football game.